Welcome to session 8. Today we're going to look at area, perimeter and volume. The aim of this session is to recognise where we need to work out area, perimeter or volume. The objectives are to use the correct formula to calculate area, perimeter or volume. So what is the perimeter of a shape? It is the length around the edge. The perimeter is simply the distance all around the outside of a shape. Think of it like a fence going around a field. How do you calculate the perimeter of a regular shape, such as a rectangle or a square? We use the formula 2L plus 2W. So what does this mean? If we have a rectangle of the length 8.5, it means 2 times the length, so 2 times 8.5 plus 2 times the width, 2 times 2.1. So to write it down, 8.5 times 2 plus 2.1 times 2 equals 21.2 metres. Remember, we must remember BIDMAS. Brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. The multiplication comes before the addition. Irregular shapes. This is slightly trickier. You need to work out any missing sizes first and then add them all together. So the perimeter will be 6.3 plus 2.0 plus 2.1 plus 1.2 plus 8.4 plus 3.2, which gives you 23.2 centimetres. Remember, perimeter is a measurement of length, so make sure you show the correct units, in this case centimetres. Perimeter of circles. What is the name we use for the perimeter of a circle? Circumference. How do we calculate the circumference of a circle? Pi equals 3.142. So we use 2 times the radius times pi, or pi times the diameter, to work out the circumference. The radius is the distance from the centre to the edge of a circle. The diameter is the distance completely across the centre of a circle. So, if we have a radius of 5.2 millimetres and a perimeter will be 2r times pi. Pi is 3.142. So to work this out, 2 times the radius first. So 2 times 5.2. Then you calculate that answer, multiply it by 3.142. which gives you the answer 32.67 millimetres. Remember, the radius of a circle is exactly half of its diameter. What is the area of a shape? How much flat space it takes up? How do you calculate the area of a regular square or triangle? We use the formula length times width. So if you have a length of 8.5 and a width of 2.1, the area equals length times width, so 8.5 times 2.1 is 17.85 metres squared. The area of a shape is its dimensions squared, so after the answer we use 2 to show this. Area of compound shapes. Again, this is slightly trickier. You need to split the shape into 2 regular squares or rectangles so that you can carry out the calculation. So here we have shape 1 and here we have shape 2. Remember, area is length times width. So for shape 1 we have 6.3 times 3.2. And for shape 2 we have 2.1 times 1.2. which equals 20.16 plus 2.52, giving us the answer 22.68 centimetres squared. Remember, you can't work out an area around the corner. Area of circles. How do you work out the area of a circle? We use the formula radius squared times pi. Pi is 3.142 and r is the radius. How do you square a number? You multiply it by itself. So, area is pi times radius squared. Remember BIDMAS? Indices are squared numbers and they come before multiplication. So if our radius is 5.2, we times that by itself, 5.2, and then multiply that by pi, which gives you the answer 84.95 millimeters squared. Area of triangles. What is the area of a triangle? A triangle is half the area of a rectangle. How do we work out the area of a triangle? We use the formula half base times height. B is the base, H is the height. So, area is half times base times height. So half times 3.1 by 1.2. 3.1 is the base, 1.2 is the height, which gives you the answer 1.86 meters squared. This works even for equilateral triangles. The base is 1.2 and the height is 1.5. So half times base times height is half times 1.2 times 1.5, which gives you 0.9 meters squared. Volume of cuboids. What is the volume of a 3D shape? It's the total amount of space it takes up. How do we calculate the volume of a cuboid? We use the formula length times depth times height to calculate volume. Here we have a cuboid. So the volume, length times width times height. 1.2 times 1.4 times 1.1 gives you the answer 1.848 meters cubed. This time, because we've made 3 calculations, we have cubed the measurements. Your turn. Let's see how much you've learnt this session. On Moodle in the folder Area, Perimeter and Volume Resources, you'll find the following task sheets to complete. Calculating area and perimeter. Calculating volume. Area of circles. Area of triangles. And new flat, which is a contextualised task sheet. These are all available pre-printed in class. Just ask your tutor. So let's recap. Can you recognise now when to use area, perimeter or volume? Can you use formula to calculate area, perimeter and volume? If you still have questions or need help, please ask me in class or email me.